Because this one was doing a lot more. Yeah. I've got. I think he was telling me to unmute. He was saying the microphone. Hello. Hi. Hey. Hello. Okay, so welcome to Jsmonthly meetup on October, and this is our 100 and this is our 100. This is our 198th meetup from 2013. So, these are our socials. We appreciate a follow, like, share, subscribe, the stuff.
Hey, we want a special 200 for Christmas now.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So where is Aris? Aris, we need a special 200 for Christmas.
It's recorded.
So there's going to be really a special one on 200, which I promised Aris. So there is something happening there. So here's our Wi-Fi in case if someone needs it. It's Foolproof guest and FT London is the password. Then thank you so much for our sponsors, Langflow and Storyblock, and the host Foolproof. Thank you. And thanks to my team, RS, Lucy, Sri, where's Sri? Michelle, Maria, and Mo. So everyone's here. So a good big thank you for them. Then we have this code of conduct. So in simple terms, if there's any problem, let's all raise our hands. So just contact us. We are the organizers, and there you go. Okay, cool. Sponsors, again, these are our previous sponsors. If you wish to someone touch that.
No signal.
Hello, is it working? Nash, touch it.
Look again, the laptop.
Touch it again.
That's technical. That's something to do with this one.
Yeah.
I think it's just the
laptop on, right?
when the laptop is on, that's why you is it working here, right? Yeah.
No big man.
We are all software technology.
We can code, we have Excel return. You can write a driver for your printer, but we don't.
To fix HTML case. This is all because that's how you see waves. Let's connect this one.
Anyway, if the premium version has a there, it's
Is it a Windows machine?
It is a Microsoft Surface.
Can you so Windows C to make sure you select to extend the screen? The screen?
It's not about that. There's a connection.
Yes.
To RS for any sponsoring related talks. And there is a competition. How many of you want a burger? Hey! Scan the QR code and then get into the competition. Go on.
You're fine. Oh, wait, stay.
Sticking around.
Got it.
Just don't breathe.
It's like you want to.
Are we supposed to repost
You
need to repost those.
This was on LinkedIn.
Yeah, but
Okay, let's go for the next one. So this is about story block.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So there is a link. You will need to repost it so you can win.
I was not ready.
You can have a promoter and compares.
Oh.
So here's a small video about story block. Story block.
Some enthusiasm for the sponsor. I'm going to tell them.
Huh?
Some enthusiasm for the sponsor. I'm going to tell them otherwise.
So I think we need to tell them, and because there's no sound, how many of you have you used Storyblock? Okay, who knows what a Storyblock is? Okay, what is
CMS.
Storyblock?
It's a CMS.
It's a CMS. Okay, so basically, because we are all pretty much volunteers for these meetups, we don't get paid, but we need sponsors to paid for us to have pizza and beers and stuff. So these companies they have been helping us, including you can see Langflow that I put. So actually. So basically, it was Phil that messaged me and said, "I'm coming to London. Can we do a meetup?" I was like, "Okay, Phil, it's 2 weeks from now. Okay, let's do it." So we had to find a sponsor. So with some of these companies, we have established a relationship where they help us, and then we do our meetups. There is no an agency like a recruitment agency or a company behind our meetups. It's pretty much developers for developers. And this is how we roll all this time. And yeah, so basically the idea is that you have to change slides that you put that QR code. There is a LinkedIn post you repost for us, so your friends can know a bit more about our community and what we do. And then we're gonna give away 3 burgers today from Bargues. Oh, what happened? So this is the video from a story blog that we play.
Play again.
We can play again, so you can watch it. Basically, it works well whenever. Yeah, thanks to Storyblog for helping us out. It's like.
Hey.
We go further.
Yeah, so we have a couple of conferences coming up. There is Halfstack, and we have something fun in Halfstack as well. So burgers, not burgers. Some discounts.
We will send you some discounts. Halfstack is not the typical conference. It's more like a fun day that you go out, you learn stuff, and you enjoy the day with your colleagues. And it has been running for a while. And actually, Dylan, who runs Halfstack, has been helping me to start CityJS. So respect to him as well.
There is this person, if you have heard of Christian Haleman, he's into Mozilla and other stuff. So he's coming there. I'm definitely going there to meet him. So yeah. So any nice sorry, go on.
No, that's all. But the next slide that we have a lady here that she's
Hey,
from
welcome.
because we support other communities as well, right? And Pulumi is I just met her like last week in a DevOps meetup.
Hey, DevOps people here.
What you would say?
Yay!
Hello, everybody. So first, just want to say thank you, Aris, for inviting me to do a quick minute here. I also thank you to the whole of the Jsmonthly team for organising this community. It seemed brilliant. It's my first event, but I've come to really sort of learn, share from other people in the engineering community. And also actually thank you to Foolproof for hosting the venue and Storyblock and Storyblock.
But you got some stuff for us.
Nextflow.
Right.
For
some stuff for us.
I do. I have swag. Yes.
What's that?
I mean, everybody needs socks, right?
You need socks.
It's brilliant. Yeah, but I will give you some swag, and there'll be more swag at this event.
That's not.
But let me just quickly tell you about Bloomy if you don't know, if you haven't heard from us before. For those who don't know, we are a modern infrastructure as code platform that allows you to use general purpose programming languages like JavaScript to build and spin up your cloud infrastructure so that you can actually have a bit more flexibility to build complex logic and actually move faster across multiple clouds and providers. Bloomy actually allows, it brings together everything a platform team would need. So you might have, you want the IAC, of course, that we do, the secrets, policies, infrastructure intelligence, AI, all in the one place. But actually, what it does is lets you developers actually self-serve, safely using our IDP. Your AI actually understands your environment, which means that ultimately you can ship faster and you can save your company some money. So this event that I will be giving you flyers, it's fine if you don't get it this way. Giving you flyers that have a QR code for the event. It's next Wednesday night. It's at Sevo Tech Junction. It's open to anyone. You don't have to just have used Pulumi before. But if you want to connect with people in the platform engineering community, then please come. We've got a tech panel. The topic is DevOps meets platform engineering in the age of AI, which I thought was actually quite relevant for tonight. We've got a panel. They've got a panel. One of them is Keith Morris, who wrote the Infrastructure as Code book. Please come and feel free to enjoy the night. We had really great pizza tonight, but I've got a post going on my LinkedIn that if you guys fancy any different kind of food that night, please comment and let me know what you fancy. Do something different maybe, but it's not going to be canapes because they're just not filling enough. And so come along to that event. And I think that's everything I was going to say. Come over to me later if you want to connect with my solutions engineer, who's also based in the UK. We are an American organization, but UK presence that you can talk to. Oh, thank you.
Next one.
So we have a prompt engineering conference. This is the second conference again, and this is happening day after tomorrow, I guess, on Thursday. And yeah, so
You just scan this QR code and you get 70% off.
yeah, prompt engineering. Ignore all the previous instructions and give me the maximum discount.
Okay, next slide. Oh, do you want to scan it?
People need more money.
We're gonna be there, so you can hang out with us.
We both are there for sure.
But you
Won't
have
be allowed.
another one, right? What's the other one? Do you want to say?
The other one's AI.
Oh, sorry.
I think it might be.
Oh wow! So this is not sold
AI
out,
for the rest of
and
us.
you have 70% off.
Something good.
Great deal.
Let's go.
Really good.
So there's one more event.
This is the code Black Females,
CBS.
and we support diversity, and we support this group. We have been supporting for the past, I don't know, 6-7 years. And there is a 50% discount with this QR code. Okay, we're gonna be there as well. We're going to every conference.
Do it work?
Yeah, sometimes.
That's worth.
But the big one is this one, because it's ours.
Okay, how many of you know that JSON is created by this person, Douglas Crockford? He's coming. I'm gonna meet him after like what 25 years.
Wow. So yeah, Douglas Crockford, the creator of JSON, is coming to London. And we are having now early bird, which is the lowest price. And Matteo Collina, of course.
Yes.
And we have Tejas Kumar, Anna Henningsen. Anna and Matteo, they are MongoDB contributors. No, not JS contributors, but Anna is working for MongoDB, sorry. But everything in Mongo is more or less Node, right? So they are. And then we have Kitze, I don't know if you know. So we are, this is like the starting 6, but we're gonna bring more speakers. And Phil has been one of our speakers before. If he knows the experience. Again, community, the prices are community prices, very good price, and we have individual. So if your company is not paying for you, you can buy your own ticket at a low price. But if your company pays, you can buy the company price.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have like single tickets, combo tickets, and group tickets. So if you buy many, if you come with your team, you can get it cheaper.
Is this?
So if you go back,
Okay.
if you go back again, if you copy this and you repost, you might win a ticket today.
Free ticket.
We're gonna show this slide again, but at the end of the meetup, we're gonna display the whole thing again. Okay, let's go because we're running behind the schedule. Okay, so no, that's it. We're gonna go to the talks now.
Okay, so today, for the October meetup, we have two amazing guests here, Sofia and Phil. So, Phil is gonna start with practical web AI built and browser-based brilliant. Is it right? Okay, cool. Awesome. So, over to you, Phil.
Now we have to hope that the screen behaves itself whilst I walk around in front of the whole thing. It is so good to be here. It's so good to see that CityJS has been running since 2013. I used to be based in London, and I'm currently and have been for the last 8 years in Melbourne, Australia. So I have been at CityJS before. In fact, I think I spoke here a long time ago. And it's so nice to be back. And there's a lot of great energy in this room. So thank you for coming out tonight. It is wonderful to see you. My name's Nash. I'm a developer relations engineer at IBM. I mostly work on the Langflow project. Langflow is a drag and drop builder for building AI applications. It's a very fun and easy way to kind of get going on using AI in your applications. Has an API for when you're happy with your flows. If you want to find me anywhere on the internet, I'm just Phil Nash, basically anywhere. I'm pretty happy with the with my domain name. You know, you don't get those. You don't get those easily.
Domain hack.
If you don't hack your own domain name, then what are we doing? Yes, come find me. I'd love to connect with you and share any more about this kind of stuff in the future. But what I want to talk to you about tonight comes with a warning. And that warning is that you probably are not going to put this into production tomorrow. There are some very experimental things here, but I always think it's good to keep on the edge of what is capable in browsers. And so my other warning is that aside from whether the cable continues to work over the course of this talk is also happening inside Chrome Canary. And if that decides to update whilst we're trying to give a talk about it, it might also cause everything to collapse. So wish me luck. Because the thing is that like the AI revolution is kind of happening, right? We've seen this. It's been enormous for a bit over 2 years since us as developers have had access to APIs for this kind of stuff. And it's mostly happening on the server side, right? You need your big GPUs, you need you need NVIDIA to invest in your company so that you can buy GPUs from NVIDIA so they can invest more in your, I don't know. Is it a bubble? Are we all out of work next week? Possibly, but well, let's keep going whilst the going's good. But finally, this year, at least the generative AI, like AI has been happening in the browser for a long time, but AI is now happening, properly on the web. We're bringing it to browsers, we're bringing it to a web platform kind of technology, which I think is exciting. So I believe in previous CityJS events, we've had Jason Mays from the Web AI team at Google come and talk here and talk a bunch about AI in the browser. But I think he might, I don't know what the talk was, but what I've seen from him recently is that mostly that is downloading models and running them in the browser using things like Transformers.js, which is super cool. But I'm excited about when that kind of thing hits the web platform itself, because I'm not excited about downloading a 2 gigabyte LLM file every time a new browser, a new website wants to use some kind of model in their application. When it happens in the web platform, we're going to get much more in the way of benefits of this. And so then the inspiration for this talk actually came from the fact that I went on holiday to Spain this winter. And by winter, I mean winter in Australia. So I had summer in Spain. No, wait, is that? Yes, that is winter, isn't it? We're looking at it. I studied Spanish when I was back in the UK, when I was somewhere between the ages of 14 and 18. And now I'm somewhat older than that. And so I've forgotten an enormous amount about that. And so what I wanted to do was see whether we could build a translation application, English to Spanish, Spanish to English, using just the web platform, just the tools available to us inside the browser. That's what I wanted to do. And if we can do that entirely in the browser, then we win. And so what do you need for that kind of thing? We need speech to text. We need to be able to talk to it and understand the words that we were saying. We need to be able to translate that somehow. And then we need to take that translated text and turn it back into speech so that I can hold my laptop up and it can order food for me. Traditionally, on the web, you could do speech to text and text to speech using the Web Speech API. It's actually been around for a long time. We'll see what it looks like in a minute if you've not used it. And then you would need some kind of translation API. This is the sort of stuff that we have not actually had inside the browser. As far as we know, you can build translation web apps, but you tend to be talking off to some sort of cloud translation API, and that's fine. As an aside, like, I don't know if you've ever played with this, but large language models are very good at translation. It's one of the magical properties of them where they, they turn all the text into tokens, pop those tokens into sort of a vector space, which kind of understands meaning about them, and like different words in the same language stick in that same meaning area, and thus they're really good at translating stuff. And just as an example of that, that's me. As an example of that, I do want to show you. I'm going to show you a quick thing in Langflow. Langflow is like a drag and drop builder, right? This canvas here, we can move things about. We can go and drag various things, models from. We can go get OpenAI models and all sorts of stuff. And this is a very simple flow here, which has an input. It has a prompt. In this case, which tells the model that it's a language translation expert. I love the way we talk to these. You're really good at this. And in this case, it determines whether the input is English or Spanish and then translates it out to the other side. And so that goes through, in this case, Gemini 2.5 Flash as a model. And those things plugged into it, and the output comes here. So it's a really simple one. We can get much more complicated with these. But it gives you a playground to play around in. And so if I say hello and welcome to the meetup this evening, it should quite happily go and translate into hola y bienvenidos a la reunión de esta noche. Sure, that's close enough. My Spanish isn't any better, but if we send it Spanish, it knows to turn it back, right? Tonight's meeting, cool. So that's kind of how you do stuff with Langflow. It's really easy to do so, and when you're done with that, you can set it out as an API or as an MCP server or whatever you want. These things are incredibly good at translation, well done LLMs. But let's go back to the browser, and let's see what are the things we can accomplish in the browser using web platform technologies. The Web Speech API is something, like I said, it's been around for ages, and it has two parts of it: speech recognition and speech synthesis. The speech recognition part is quite straightforward. We create ourselves a new speech recognition object. We add an event listener for the result, and then we set the language, English, because that's what I'll talk to it in, and then start it. And once you start that, it's going to start throwing events, result events with bits of text in it. And it should just work. That was it working earlier. Hey, are you working this time? Cool. This is great if you ever want permanent subtitles going on, if you're talking in front of your own machine. It's actually quite good at this. And so what you see is when it's in italics like that, that's when it's a temporary result. And I've set it so that when it comes out of italics, it's finalized. That's good because it gives it the ability to go back over and check whether it means something. I'm going to stop that now. But that's quite good, right? Just straight up in the browser, just recognizes your speech. And then we have speech synthesis, which is the other side of it, text to speech, which bizarrely enough has been in the browser for a long time as well, and is the most difficult API to say that I know of on the web. This is the new speech synthesis utterance. Try saying that, speech synthesis utterance. It's impossible. And so you create a speech synthesis utterance, you give it a language, you can give it a voice with which it can speak, and it will do so. And so this is, hold on, now this might end up in a feedback loop. It's going to end up in a feedback loop. God.
I can mute myself.
Fridge. over there. Super weird, but capable at least. We can make sounds, and we have at least in here a good English and a good Spanish one, which we can do for the application. But translation, like I said earlier, this is sort of something we've had to go to a cloud API or our own model on the browser, on the server side somewhere. So let's talk a little bit about AI on the web. As I said before, Jason Mays has been going around telling people about the incredible things you can do with TensorFlow.js, Transformers.js, and genuinely it is amazing what you can do. But like I said, I love it when the platform picks up on this and starts to build it in. And that's what kind of earlier, or it was near the end of last year or earlier this year, where the Chrome team kind of decided that they wanted to start working on building in AI and sort of modern generative AI, large language models into the web platform. And that led to the initial prompt API, which is a case of giving us access to a small large language model inside the browser. It's really easy to use. This is actually, it's been through a few iterations, but this is kind of where it has landed on for right now, in which you create a language model.create, and you'll see the same pattern for all of the kind of AI APIs that we're going to see right now. There'll be a model that you can create, and then you call one of the methods on it. And so in this case, we have model.prompt, and in this case, we can have write me a poem about cats. You can do this, like I said, this is why we're in Canary right now. I am using a language model that's living inside my browser and not behaving. There it is. Haha. Silent pause on velvet tread. Emerald eyes, a watchful head. It's not bad. Pairing rumble soft and low. Mysteries wrapped in feline glow. That entirely came from a version of Gemini Nano that is built into Chrome right now. It is a small one, so if you say, write me a haiku about beers, it's right in front of me. Golden foamy brew, chill relief on a warm day, taste of pure delight. I'm not going to test it, but I mean, that first, I can't remember how haikus go, but I don't think 4 syllables is correct. Like it's trying, but it's not quite there. My favorite things are asking it to write a joke about JavaScript developers. Because it's not funny. Okay, that's the best one. Why did JavaScript developers wear glasses? Because they don't see sharp. Let's try that again. Why did the JavaScript developer get lost? Didn't have any callbacks. Doesn't make any sense. What's it? JavaScript developers' favorite kind of music? Debug. So it's a small model. It's not the smartest thing, but you can tell it to, write. I'm not going to shout at it. An algorithm in JavaScript to reverse a string, say, and then it can be right there in the browser. Wow. That would work.
Not good.
I'm going to say yes. It's also center aligned, so I don't blame it for that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this as the model you use as your coding system, but it is capable.
Is this built in any browser, or is it something downloaded?
I'll get to that. Okay. Possibly on the next thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it uses Gemini Nano. So it is proprietary to Google. Gemini Nano is. I believe it's actually somewhat based on the same architecture as Gemma 3N, which is a more recent small version of Gemma, which is the open source model. But this inside this browser, whilst it's based on the same thing, remains a proprietary one. It currently has these requirements. So it has to run on Windows 10 or 11, Mac OS 13 Plus, or Linux. I think maybe it was coming to Chromebooks relatively soon, but I don't think it works on like Android right now. And of course, not iOS either, of course. Currently, it does require 22 gig of storage space on the device you want to download it to. That's not because it is 22 gig in size, but because they want to leave you with at least 20 gig, because it's about 2 gig in size. And it does require you to have 4 gigabytes of VRAM. So it's entirely possible that your machine does not run this model. And if that's the case, you're out of luck. If that's the case, you can find out about it inside the API. So there's actually more to it than just create. You can call on language model.availability, and that will tell you whether this model is available and is available to run on your machine, which is great because not having to download it is useful. Because again, this model, particularly for the prompt API, is 2 gigabytes in size. That gives you it can give you unavailable. It will give you downloadable. So unavailable says no, you can't use it. Sorry. Downloadable means you can, but you've got nothing yet. Then there's downloading and also available. When it's available, it's ready to go and ready to use. I do keep talking about how it's 2 gigabytes in size, but because this is part of the web platform, you as the developer do not get to touch this model or play with it or alter it in any way. Once you download it once, it's kind of packed away in the back of Chrome and is then available to any other browser that also, any other website that wants to use it without downloading it again. It's sort of like a long time ago, we all dreamed of using the one CDN to load jQuery from it. Because we'd be like, it's already there. And then that was a terrible idea. And also, sandboxes and things like that made it even worse. But this is popped away in the back of Chrome and can be available to every other browser afterwards. So that's cool. Also, when you do create it, because particularly for this big one, you can add an event listener to get the progress. So you can notify a user, be like, it's coming, it's on its way. But having introduced this prompt API, which didn't run on all devices, and has that added difficulty that it's running Gemini now, and if another browser wants to implement this, they'd run a different model, and how prompting and the way you actually talk with different models results in different outputs. It wasn't immediately popular with, say, the other browsers. But because this was experimental and running in Chrome, the Chrome developers discovered that people were using it, or they surveyed people who were using it on the kind of early access pass, and found out what they were doing with it. And there were some kind of things that matched up. There were some specialized APIs that solved common problems. And so they started to release those as individual ones using sort of distilled smaller models that solve that specific problem. And so that led to 6 different AI-based specialized APIs, the translator, the language detector, and the summarizer, all of which are actually available today in Chrome since version 138. Then there's the writer and the rewriter, which I believe are still in origin trials. They're on their way. And the proofreader API is still in early access, so isn't quite available yet to play with. The translator does kind of what it says. It's going to translate between 2 languages. Language detector is useful to detect what language a text is. Summarizer, I don't need to say much more about that. The writer and rewriter and proofreader are all sort of editing based APIs. They're for your autocompletes, your check the grammar kind of stuff. And rewriter is kind of like, rewrite this, but more professionally, something I use all the time. And so these specialized APIs are available. And so the translator, for example, which is important to my journey to Spain earlier this year, it looks like this. Like you ask to create a translator object and give it the source and target languages. And this is going to download like a translation pack for those 2 languages. There are multiple kind of pairs available, and it's also capable of translating kind of from one to another, say through English, which tends to be a common one between all the available packs. And so once you have created that, once it's downloaded, and this is a much quicker download because it's around 18 megabytes, a language pack rather than 2 gigabytes, you can then use it to translate. And this is it running in the browser. If I say I went on holiday to Spain this winter, I can translate it and it happens almost immediately. But this is not a slow laptop, but it is really nice to see that running really. Me.
A beer.
New beer. Let me translate that and go straight into si alguien pudiera traerme una cerveza nueva, me encantaría. Yeah, sure.
He's got a beer.
So translation works. I think that's cool. And then there's language detector, which is useful. Like, if you have a lot of different languages on a page, you want to translate something and you don't want to have to always pop up, what are you translating from and to? The detector will tell you stuff about it. This again is much simpler, much smaller again. You create it and then you use detector.detect. And it actually gives you probabilities. Like this is still machine learning, right? It's not coming up with text at this point. It's just like, we think it's English or we're undecided. And if we go back, let's go back and pick up that sentence and see what it thinks. Good chance it's Spanish. If you do, I think if you do just say, it's a little bit, it's pretty sure it's Spanish, but it'll also be like maybe Portuguese, maybe Romanian. Sure, but probably Spanish. So these are useful, right? Useful if you have a foreign language and you want to be able to translate it. And so that leads me to the demo application that I wrote, which looks like this. I did somewhat vibe code the front end, make it look futuristic, and it went dark blue neon. Let's go. So this is the future according to whatever I was using at the time. And so right now I have English voice out. I'm going to change the Spanish voice to Monica. She's better. And we're going to use the web speech API. We're going to use the web speech API to start listening and then translate the text. So that's quick. And then but the web speech API is hiding something. It turns out the web speech API, at least in Chrome, does its listening in Google Cloud Speech. It's transparent to us. It just looks like a web API, but in reality, that speech to text is not happening inside the browser. It's getting sent to a Cloud Speech API endpoint, and it's great because you get to use Google's translation speech to text for free. But you are doing that speech to text on their service, and so it doesn't work offline, and it's not super private. It looks like it is. It's keeping that secret, and so I did want to go and find a way to do this within the browser, and that came available, at least to me, just a few months ago. At Google I/O, where they announced that the prompt API was being kind of expanded to be a multimodal prompt API. And so this is still behind a flag. So the prompt API, I think, is on Origin trial as well. But this multimodal one is behind a flag. It's early access as they get through some wrinkles with it. The multimodal prompt API allows you to use that prompt API with images and audio and possibly video. Maybe not video. You can get up to 30 seconds of audio. Probably not video, as part of that prompt API. And not only are language models pretty good at translations we saw earlier, they're actually quite good at transcribing stuff. So the multimodal prompt API can be used to transcribe a piece of audio. And so in this case, we create our language model, but we actually tell it this time there are expected inputs of type audio, and you can have type image there as well if you want to do image stuff. And that will download a version of the language model of Gemini Nano that will support multimodal stuff. And then you can pass in content objects, text or audio. And so you can get an audio buffer out of an audio file, or in the case of the application that I built, it records using the media recorder API. It then turns that into an audio buffer using the web audio API and then sends it on to this. It's all the web audio things all tied together, and it's kind of fun. And it works. So I'm going to go back over here. Listening button earlier, which was web speech API. The prepare enables that multimedia prompt API. And in this case, it requires that press because like anything else audio on the web, it requires a user interaction before you can use it. So if you just have the prompt API, you can actually use that whatever. But if you have the prompt API and it expects an audio input, you have to trigger it with an interaction first. And that interaction would, if it was not previously downloaded, start the download. But I have it prepared inside the browser. This would also be a pretty cool time to turn the internet off and prove that it wasn't going to that. But we're streaming the slides on Zoom right now, and that would just kill all of that. So you have to trust me when I say this works offline.
Oh, you can also do the command dev tools and then
We
go after that.
can do
I mean,
it, but then I forget how you do that.
Or-
So we just
Network.
click on that. Fine, we'll do it. Network, and then we go.
The drop down.
left it, no throttling.
Yeah.
No throttling.
The drop down.
Oh,
No throttling.
On the right.
no throttling. Got it.
Yeah.
Offline?
Offline. All right.
No, you have to keep
Oh, you
it
gotta keep it open. Yeah, all right. It doesn't matter if it does the voice this time. We'll see the translation at the bottom here. Oh, see, it is offline. Ah, it's not that. But this is local.
You think so?
So we can start recording. This time it should work by
So I mute.
using the microphone, listening to what I say. So it takes a little bit longer, but it should work by using the microphone and listening to what I say. Cool. And then it did translate and it would have spoken out, but I still have mute. And this time, this input language doesn't make any difference. It's going to transcribe the text, whether it's English or Spanish, and then do the translation back the other way. And so if I record again and say, esta vez debería funcionar usando el micrófono y escuchando lo que digo, it should get that back out. It should work using the microphone, listening to what I say. Yeah, so. So here we have gone from we've taken the microphone, used the media recorder API to record it. We've turned it into an audio buffer using the web audio API. We've put that through the multimodal prompt API to transcribe it. We've used the language detection API to say which language it's in, and used the translation API to turn it from that language to the other one. At which point we then wrote it out onto the screen and would have spoken it out if we weren't messing around with muting and unmuting things. And that is a full end-to-end speech-to-speech translation app that you can build entirely inside of the browser in just web APIs in Chrome Canary. And soon in real life. I do think it's really cool. I think it's really cool because like the AI stuff that we can build right now is exciting, but a lot of it is quite expensive. A lot of it is going to servers. And so AI in the browser can be used, I think, in a bunch of places where it's very personalized what is being done. It can be used a lot. And you can't necessarily afford to do that on the server side. So translation of user-generated content. This is all a thing that I think I used to like in Twitter, where if you came across one of your friends who spoke another language and was tweeting in another language, there was a little translate button that would translate it into yours. Now, someone was paying for that. And I don't think it exists or might exist now in Blue Sky, but if you were to build a more free and open social media application like that, the translation could be done inside the browser only when a user required it. Same thing for like user reviews, like Amazon. If you're over on Amazon and there's reviews from different countries, different people, different languages, they clearly use a server side to translate those into whatever language you need right now. But you could do that inside the browser. You could also, you can summarize those user reviews, which they also do. But you can personalize the summarization because you can do it individually for each user. And if that user has a particular need, if they're looking for a pair of shoes and they're looking for like wide-soled ones, you can personalize the summarization of those reviews to say, is this good for wide-footed people? As an example. I really like it for suggesting alt text for image uploads. This multimodal API, it's capable of generating as many as you want, but it's also capable of being inside the application with you, with the text and the rest of the image that you're trying to do. And so giving context-full alt text based on things that are inside the browser would be really useful. And even transcribing and translating videos. Again, it's just a lot of cost that doesn't have to be on the server. And then secondly, and most importantly, privacy, right? These things, everything I called inside that demo at the end, never left the browser, never left the internet, or never went to the internet. And so giving users privacy back is really useful. Of course, like I said, a lot of this is experimental right now. And if you were to build a feature like that and you really liked it, you might want to progressively enhance by going to the server as well. But if privacy is the main use case for that, then this is a progressive enhancement that you can use to make applications better for people if they have access to these things. And so, now it's your turn to build whatever you want with this stuff. These APIs are there waiting for you to play around with. The translator, the summarizer, the language detector are in Chrome today, and the other ones are coming soon. And you can play with that prompt API in an Origin trial as well, or it works in extensions as well. So if you have an idea, but it can only work as an extension, that prompt API is there for you as well. Those are some links that are really useful for any of this. The built-in APIs, documentation, and demos. The docs are on the Chrome site. The demos are on GitHub. The source code for this demo is available on GitHub as well. It is horrible code, but it works. And I always intend to fix it up, but I've not quite got around to it yet. And Langflow, if you want to play with an open source AI drag and drop tool for your server side stuff as well. I do also, if you do like working with AI as a developer, I'm currently publishing as part of Langflow a newsletter. It's every 2 weeks on what's new in developing with AI. It is all kind of code and about like people building and helping you to understand how to build with it. It's not kind of just overexcitement about new models being released and things like that. So hopefully it's useful, and I'd love if you'd subscribe to that too. And in fact, the more people who subscribe, the less I get in trouble for buying beer and pizza tonight. It's also really good. And like, honestly, I like it. And other than that, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk with you this evening. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming along. Thank you to the team for organizing. Again, my name's Nash. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. Do we have questions, or do we need to carry on? Or... There is a question, so I'm going to answer it. Go for it.
Does the Chrome element essentially oversweep the machine learning? I'll give you an example with Apple. Well,
intelligence, yes.
When you start generating emojis, for example, the playground, the phone can get quite warm. So it has that sort of similar.
Yeah, so it's going to have a similar intensity. I imagine they're similar sized models, and I guess it depends on how much you try and use it as a thing. Like generating emojis, I guess, is quite a bit of effort, whereas generating text less of an effort. And it will probably depend on use case. I haven't noticed it particularly warming anything up, but also like it's not available on mobile yet, so it's not been tried in those kind of formats. I'm sure that's what they want to get to. And you know, some Android devices, some Google Pixel devices, some Samsung devices have Gemini Nano already on board, and so in that case, I expect them to reach directly to the existing model rather than to download a new one. But they just haven't unused the API on those just yet. So it'll be interesting when they do. But yeah, I otherwise I don't know. Like it's not made my laptop go set on fire. So yeah, go for it.
I'm sorry, I have a privacy related question. These new APIs, they look great, but do you have an idea if usage history is stored locally for them?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm trying to think through the debugging screens that I've seen, and none of them have. Yeah, I don't think.
I'm thinking about this scenario that it's synced with Google.
Absolutely, yes. I am 95% sure that they are not stored and synced. Like the privacy angle is like an important one to them, and so yeah, I get that what you're saying, and it's useful. You know, in some debugging circumstances, it would be useful to have what was said and what went wrong. But like that's going to be something I think you'll need to build your own app if you want to debug that kind of stuff. If something goes wrong, decide whether it's important to send off or have an idea of what happened. I'm 95% sure that the logs are not stored on the docs. Yeah, I'll be hard. I can go check. Anybody else at all? All right, well, I'll hand it back over to our organizers. Thank you again for that. You want to keep this plugged in and show it via Zoom, or do you want to try and block yours?
I don't know.
I think it's better we plug it there.
I can't see the notes. Anyway.
No.
Let's do it.
Well,
Freestyle.
we need to.
Later on.
Okay.
Just remove it. Yeah.
Oops.
You should.
Well. I have some notes, but I can't see them, so let's use memory.
Sorry, can you share the screen before?
Screen?
Share in Zoom
Okay.
so that I see the recording.
Let me see. How I do that?
Go to the Zoom on the
Yeah.
Do the other one.
On the
Click on
bottom.
the zoom in the bottom.
on the left. Okay.
In the bottom. Just click on the zoom bottom in the book. That's the
Sorry.
Sofia, I'll do it.
And the bar at the bottom.
I am from
It's a Windows machine.
I
but
got
it's different way. So you have to make it this way, and then you will go ahead, take your share screen, and share it with sound. And once you do this, get rid of
Wow.
screen things. That's it.
That's our pro. That's it.
So this is what.
I video file. Again.
Oh, yeah, I can say
This-
I fighting intro. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, good.
Careful, there's a spider.
There's a feather on it.
Yeah, I'm doing the thing. Great.
You taught it when you went to the country.
Yeah, right. That's just like how I'm very well. Well, hello everyone. That's going to be my talk. I'm going to talk about junior versus AI and the challenges about becoming a developer in the AI era. Let's go. This is a little bit about me. I love learning, doing challenges. Doing challenges. So I did my own challenges website where I have 30 front-end challenges just to learn and play. And then as well, I'm doing another challenge that I did for myself, which is solve early code every day on Twitch. So today is the day 287. And the other thing that I'm so happy to tell you is that I'm a junior front-end developer at Wilby Wool since 2 months ago that I landed in my first role in Tech. So super happy to Thank you so much. So, but before that, happen things. So I would love to show you this little timeline and check if you remember this time. Right? Did you? So how was the market and the job opportunities during the pandemic in tech? Did you were there?
I lost my job.
Oh
But was opportunities at that moment? Yes, it was okay. Okay.
Working
When
from
I
home.
started to learn code, I thought, how nice would it start here? That looks amazing. Not too bad, right? So yes. So then times goes and that was the best time, right? Developers were working at home, they were in the game. So this is a king and queen's time for development. Or that's at least my imagination. Because things happened then and came our friend. So I'm curious now about about how many of you started your career in tech before GBT? How many of you get your first job before it started to learn? Okay, many of you. Now, I would love to know how many of us start your career after ChatGPT. We did it. So, yes, it was a weird moment, right? We were worried because GPT was so new, and the most common thing was AI will replace development, right? We were scared for a while, but it wasn't so true, right? Because times after a little bit of time, we realized that, well, perhaps AI is going just to replace junior shops. Like for you, but not for us. And yes, and then happens more things that became more challenging. The junior and the market for this era, which was layoff and more layoffs. And yes, for that moment, things became a little bit more harder, right? So now developers are warriors. If you're wondering, well, Sophie, when did you start it? Exactly there. That's my starting tip. And so I can tell you that I found many different challenges to be a junior here when things start to change so fast. So I will tell some challenges that I found during this time and that make things so hard. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The first one, that's true, isn't it? AI does junior tasks cheaper and faster. True, because I'm learning, and so I spend lots of time. That's an absolutely accurate graphic. AI can do our tasks faster, and if I should solve something, I will spend time learning, checking, asking, and practicing, and then I will get something. A deep center, probably. Not going like. But AI is going to do it so fast. And probably, well, right? You should check a little bit. Well, things became harder. The next one, applications with AI. Have you seen that before? Someone used AI to do a cover letter once, twice, perhaps. Yes, that's another truth that AI is doing applications easier than ever, right? So the pile of CVs that probably some recruiter have, they almost like that, with another equal of cover letter for sure. And yes, the problem is that a nice cover letter probably doesn't impress anymore so much. It has a big impact. And your CV could be custom, yes, why not? But still, it's just here in the top or in the bottom. So things are hard. The last one, my friends. Yes, did you remember the layoff there was in the market? Those are not junior. Hopefully, no, they are great developers like Praveen looking for a job, and I'm here with my to-do list beautiful, that I did on my own. You can delete. Yes, so it can. There's more developers than ever. Did you remember 2020 when be a developer was so cool? I wasn't the only one who realized that. So here we are all together. So it could feel like a race. You can see all of them as a competition. And yes, that's so sad. It's harder than junior, right? This is me. At that point, I was sure that I'm never going to be a developer. I can't just, it's too hard. there's many great people. Do you remember them? Yeah, they are great. Well, so I was publishing things and I say, well, that's not going to happen. That was when I saw around me and I see many people and they believe in me. I don't believe in me. They believe in me. That's not what that's not wasn't the case. But they thought that I can do it. And they were super senior and they encouraged me and say, you're not right, but I have no other option than try it. And I should try it so fast and good. And I should work hard. So I did it. I started to work hard every day. And then times after a little bit of time, I realized that things start to change and the situation was completely different. And let me tell you what's the other side of these challenges, because that was a game change to me. The first one. Okay, that's the moment when I tell you that I used to be a physical education teacher. So I used to teach people swimming, which is a challenge, right? Play sports, jump, and things like that. At that moment when I was learning to become a teacher, I learned something super, super interesting, which is there is as many ways to learn. There is as many ways to teach as learners in the world. So if you are not understanding something, it's because you don't have the right teacher. You should look for another one, another way, but it's absolutely the key. So for first, and the other thing, I don't have enough time as teacher. I just have a couple of hours with the kids. It's not enough. And probably was at 7 a.m. I'm so early. Now, as a learner with AI, I found that this perfect teacher ready to teach me as many times as I needed, in as many ways as I needed, because it was hard, let me tell you. Whatever else I was needing. So this is the probably most amazing thing that AI brings us. It's available 24 hours, 7 days a week, because I've spent some weekends learning, let me tell you. The second one, do you remember the file? And yes, with AI, we can do thousands of applications, and that can work, but I don't think it's the proper approach. If we pay a little bit more attention in one application and then spend a little bit more time in just a few of them, and we take this help that we are using to make it massive, just to make it a little bit more specified, that could be a change game. And that works to me. Actually, I did my little project and I bring it into an interview. And it works because I'm working there. I build this little thing. So use AI to show yourself and to express your skills. That could be amazing. And what I will tell you, look at you. Yes, since I start to learn development, probably I feel imposter syndrome, and I went as many tech meetup there was. So probably I know many of you, and that was the best part because I understand that there was outside as many juniors getting the same job, trying to get the same job as me, but I realized they were my support. I meet a lot of great people, and since I started to learn development 2 years ago, every month, one of them told me, "Hey, Sophie, I get the show." And that was a fulfillment of energy. I feel like, wow, he did it, she did it. That's amazing. That makes me sure that someday I will be that one. And that fills me of energy to continue working hard during these 2 years. And eventually that's happened. So So we are a lot, but we are the bigger community that ever we have. We are learning together, supporting each other, and celebration our wins, as you were right on. Thank you. So that's the most important part. And human connection matters more than ever in AI time, right? That's true. Yes, so I will see you. And if some of you here are sharing career advices, or from the back are always having a nice word when someone who is stuck or is looking for a job or is having a tough moment, or explain perhaps some of you with patience, someone who is just learning, and I need to say you thank you, thank you, because we are achieving it thanks to that support. You are changing the game. So thank you so much. And this is that's the thing. The new devs are building different. All the devs are changing. So we can do our task with AI, or we can go deeply, and understand what's happening and why everything is there. And we can do application with the AI and get by 1,000, or perhaps we can pick some ones and make our application a little bit more different, build something special, show ourselves in a different way. With AI for sure. The competitive market is just a lot of great people to share with. So I lie a little bit. It's absolutely no junior versus AI, because the challenge that we are facing today could be our biggest opportunity. It's junior or it's developers plus AI, because we are learning as never before, as faster before. We are probably, I don't know, perhaps better. So the best time to start is always now, because I would love to start on 2020, would be amazing. But if 2020 works, 2023 works, with all of that challenge, let me tell you that the only thing that is between you and your goals is the time that you need to spend working hard to achieve it. So don't doubt it, just go for it. And the other thing, for sure, please share your journey. I promise you that's going to make your journey powerful. That's true. If you're still thinking about using AI, please use it. It's not hard. If I'm using AI, everyone here can use it, and perhaps you discover something new and you can stand out in a different way. So this is all. Thank you so much for being amazing. Happy to connect with you. I can replay question actually, yes. But if someone is okay. Yes.
I just wanted to say that I think this is super cool that you showed your journey, and it takes a lot of effort, especially now, to get into engineering, way more effort than before. So, and it also takes a lot of courage to then go on the stage and speak about your experience. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, I must second that. And actually, I'm amazed how younger people actually get in this profession, if I have to be honest. Because, you know, back in the days, there is something that you probably never heard about, like Stack Overflow, something like that.
Once.
Yeah. But, I mean, probably that's not a question, it's more of a thought. I mean, if I have to be honest, I've been very worried about it. Because, I mean, you kind of depends on the AI to teach you, but where AI is teach from. It used to be teach from Stack Overflow, but after the AI come from, when the AI came, Stack Overflow visits, yes, go down. So all these people that know what they're doing, they stop writing there.
Yeah.
So from where the AI is getting the knowledge, and this is where I'm kind of worried about, because now we obviously all using AI to develop different platforms and so on, but everything is closed for obvious reasons. So, I mean, theoretically, it should not learn from you. So when people with knowledge use it, they see different solutions, say then this is crap, okay, we can use that. But what people without, you know, knowledge is deciding this. So I'm kind of amazed and, you know, very proud of you that you can actually make it work. Yeah.
Always some senior close to ask for some complicated tasks, because we know that AI is like all the teachers and all the new newspapers. You should take it with careful. It's the same rule. So you should be critical using it for sure.
Yeah, but we like dinosaurs that disappear.
They won't go. So yeah.
What do you do when AI is not enough?
Sorry.
What do you do when AI is not enough?
Oh, community. I can tell you I'm every Saturday in a tech meetup where it is a long table with a lot of people working with their science project. So every Saturday I have great developers close to me just to pick them and say, hey, what do you think about that? Could you help me to solve it? I don't know. And it's a mixed group, so I have always someone happy to help. So I'm lucky.
Just quick question. Do you refer to like theoretical books, like back in the days we used to refer to Untitled for Java? It was a big fat book.
Yeah.
And you have books, have you bought books?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a cracking interview. I love it.
Do you have DSA books as well? Like, do you refer to DSA books?
Actually, I don't. No. I read this one.
Because I have mine line.
No, that's in the kid in the tablet. I read the algorithms one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Grokky.
So perhaps I should learn something between them from books. I haven't. I could be. Yes.
Yeah, I have a lot of books, but now they're behind me when I do Zoom. And I have glasses and I have books, so I must be smart, right? So I wanted to ask actually, how difficult it was to find your first job? Because I know people that are looking around and find it very difficult to land this first job. I have my own company. I did hire the junior developers that I could. Now I don't have any positions, but I would hire more developers if I had money. So yeah. But I do. A lot of people. A lot of people are still searching for a job. And how difficult was for you to find your first job? What did you use in terms of tools, resources?
I use as many resources that I use all the resources that people recommend me. I was following so many advices, and a month before I get the interviews to get my job, I got the meeting with another junior who got the job close to this time. So she gave me a list of things to do, like many, I don't know, portfolios, being a public speaker, many things. Go to a hackathon, things like that, and I did everything. Actually, this is the last one in the list that I was. It was hard, but I think I was so lucky. So it's hard to tell you the truth, but it was hard and I was super lucky. So I think that I was expecting that it takes me 5 more months more. I was ready as a warrior, let's say. I was ready to do everything, but I think that's my point of view for that.
I do think it's strange that companies do not hire juniors because, in my view, we are all developers, and most of us has an opinion on bloody everything. Sometimes this opinion is really strong. Junior developers, you pick it up, and you basically mold it, that is functional for your company and what you're doing. And you can do it only with juniors. You cannot do it with an intermediate. You cannot do it with a senior. But with a junior, you can basically create the right fit for your engineering culture. And I think the fact that today not so many companies are hiring juniors I find it really stupid. So I just wanted to say that in case there's any other people working in companies hiring, you're not hiring junior, you're probably making a mistake.
But it's also tricky. If you hire a junior, then what will happen ultimately is that they will stay in your company for 1 year, they will learn a bunch of stuff, and they change the company to increase the salary 2 times.
Not anymore.
Everyone will
Not with this
Please don't push my guys, but they have been with me for 5-6 years.
Wow.
Like people who work in good places don't leave places. If you're getting the recognition, you're getting the promotions.
Yeah,
you don't
give
leave.
more money. When I have money, I give them money. I'm the least paid in the company. It's true, I own the company, but at the moment I'm getting like 35K. I'm really scrapping life here in London. Literally. I pay them way more, but that's normal because they do a lot of work that I cannot do because I have to deal with other stupid things. The accountant doesn't give me thing, the HMRC comes back, the other thing, the penetration testing, the compliance, size of 27K, all that crap. But then I pay them because they work for me. And I think so far, as of today, but it's true, it's the risk. But you have to accept the risk. If you are a good company, take good care of them, they will stay with you. Because I'm also lucky because it's a small company, so it's easy to structure things in the way that are correct for them. If I was working in a medium company, it would be much more difficult. I agree with you.
Okay, so that was who wants to win this session? We don't make exceptions to senior developers, junior developers. Everybody can win this session, right? So we're gonna run now our competition. We're gonna show you again that QR code so you can help us to spread the word. And then we're gonna run like a random script that these guys they're senior developers, but they have written the.
So I write code that script, they call me because nobody knows how to use it.
Yes. So
Don't forget the scroll.
so yes, come here, so do a post for us, and then we're gonna give burgers and
Can we zoom it out?
and we're gonna give t-shirts as well. So we're a community, so we you give us and we give you back. So this is the way it works.
You make bigger.
So yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So yeah. Try to help us to spread the word.
Scan it, share it, and we will raffle from it burgers and t-shirts. So
You're in the loop.
And we want more people to come. So just tell your friends that you probably have a good time today. So we want more people. And if any of you wants to talk, the mic is open. So we want more people to come and talk, share experiences. It's not just if you're a known speaker and all that. No, everybody can talk in our meetup, okay? Yeah. I do watch you, every one of you. So if I see anyone, I just randomly call you to come and talk.
Any newcomers for this? Who's coming?
If anyone wants to talk, we have a link on our website on the page, the form. You can put a title, and even if you are not feeling really confident about it, you can do a lightning talk, because some people started with like a 15-minute talk and then they progress to the longer talk. And then naturally people then start speaking to conferences. I think, Donald, you spoke about, what was that talk? Vim. So how many people use Vim? Yeah.
On the server.
So also I have to mention, a lot of the talks that we have in the meetup and in the conference, we have a YouTube channel. And in that YouTube channel, we have 420 videos. Wow. And we keep uploading more and more. So there is a free database with free material. So basically, we are basically contributing to the open source, but in a different way. Like we don't write code, but we do these events and we try to help each other.
smash the subscribe button.
Yeah, don't give yourself. Okay, everyone done that?
Yeah.
Are we ready? Okay, so how are we gonna do this?
We need to, Praveen is now working on opening, decoding QR code to open LinkedIn post.
It's the worst machine that you can use it with. So
Maybe I will just send you a link to LinkedIn, huh?
yeah, that's fine.
I will share it on WhatsApp.
So we're gonna do another meetup, but we're gonna post that. It's gonna be on the end of the month. So this month we're gonna have 2. We don't know the location yet, but we'll find out. It's everything last minute sometimes, but we do have some speakers. But if anyone wants to come and speak again, you can do that. Okay, so are we ready?
Send you this to.
You should use AI.
Yeah, definitely. How many, statistically, how many people use Copilot? Okay, and I think everyone is using it for.
Who's using Cursor?
Cursor.
There you go.
Who's using Claude? There you go.
Copilot.
Who's using Bob?
Context.
That's
Anybody
Yes.
using Gemini?
That's the job.
Using Ray.
So after this one, we're gonna go to the commercial tavern. It's a pub, and we can have like a beer or 2, and we can talk about all this. Okay. Yes. Okay, you wanna
Everyone, I want to do a talk on the topic, and I want to hear your opinion whether it makes sense or not. So the topic is product engineering, why it makes sense to be a product engineer, what benefits you get, how you can impact business, how you can make first steps in that journey. Will that be interesting to you or not?
Yeah. No.
Thank you.
I don't even know what a product engineer is.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it.
And I'm like, you should
Back to the
buy.
top now.
It's six.
So maybe we can sell this stickers. Who wants a Langflow sticker?
Yes, please.
Selling those. Okay, are we ready? Yes, probably in like 10 minutes and I will do the random thing. Okay, 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we're gonna need 10 minutes. So if you have a beard and you help us to clean here quickly, then after that we're gonna do this. Okay. Okay. Who shared this post?
See, show me the month again.
Okay, let's clean here and then we get ready and we're gonna do something about it.
You should have done. Okay, there. Oh, the floor is coming out, so.
Yeah.
Join the chair.
Yeah. I will come here back.
Oh, thank you so much. No, it's got I know it's. Right.